Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yabashim Ashai, Bashim Kakadesh, Barakatam. Double honors and salutations to the elders, bishops, and apostles of our great Stone who rule well, and to the Akim Akwat throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on to the testimony of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua in sincerity and in truth. This brother Menashe DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Now, you could see on the screen this article. All right, it's from this website. It's called The Ecologist. All right, The Ecologist. All right, informed by nature. So now you see the title of the article. Will the trees thank us for going cashless? Yeah, will the trees thank us for going cashless? So this is just one of the articles you have to pay attention to when they're talking about a cashless system. Going paperless. What's the whole advantage? What are the challenges about having a cashless system? All right. And you shall know that that serving the Lord requires that you you are aware of the different arguments that these think tanks like to make. All right, and you know exactly what the whole agenda is, man. Population control. The elites want the birthright back, so they'll sponsor whatever opportunity comes their way to put out studies and release of white papers. Let me just say research, okay, just to make it simple, to explore, the agenda, okay, in depth. So, you're gonna see that this agenda to push the MOTV is just another roadblock, towards the salvation of our people. But we already know that our salvation does not depend on Esau's say so. It depends on what the Lord has made, you know, set in stone through His Son, Amashak Yahushai. So I'm just going to read a few lines from this article and do a couple of highlights. So it says, going digital is not as green as it might seem. All right, so all these credit card companies like to push going green, doesn't really, pan out to be that way. They just have to obscure the facts and ignore certain points that are necessary. And then you have businesses that want to ban the use of cash in their establishments. And, they have to deal with the legal framework, that the government has put in place. So the government will have to have some, you know, some uh, some agenda in place to push the people hard towards a cashless system, so they'll have to devalue the currency. So it says in the first paragraph, the big push to go digital, paying with an app, not a note, e-bank statements, the paperless office resonates with some people concerned about the environment. So when you have like a bank account, your checking account, your business account, savings account, they always have that option to go paperless. That will cost you what, $5 more, in fees to have monthly billing and all that stuff. So it's better you opt to go paperless. So that's one of the agendas they try to push, you know. So eventually, you're just gonna have to understand what the whole plan is about, okay? And if they're gonna have to be pushing this microchips, certain devices have to be created. It's not just something you create out of the blue. You have to make devices that manufacture this MOTB, this MOTB chips, you know. So it also says that, however, it is increasingly apparent that some of the companies espousing these ideas are motivated by profit than ecology. All right, so let's examine the claim that paperless is environmentally friendly. Not really. Okay, I won't really go deep into the article, but just to bring out the points, you know. So they want to push that totally sustainable forestry practices in Europe's paper industry are fast approaching, contrary to popular belief. Yeah, so for paper to be available, you have to cut down trees. You know, there's gonna be some crazy destruction to the environment. You know how it is, those lumber yards and all that stuff. So you already know exactly the type of you know impact it's gonna have on the environment. Destruction of the habitat of these creatures. You know, you see all these creatures live in their places because they don't really have a sustainable environment. You know, to have a proper life. You know, so they're always encroaching, all right, in the people's yards because Esau's system has created an uninhabitable environment for them. So they're under stress, okay? And it's just so much you gotta deal with when it comes to the health of these creatures, all right? So let me get this precept real quick. It's from the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. It reads this: Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. So you have to understand the agenda of going cashless. All right. And even in this article, you know, doesn't really talk much about what happens with these paper mills and all that stuff. So the more you dig deep into it, you understand that certain components of these electronic systems, you know, whether it's satellites, whether it's cell phones, whether it's you know, your washing machine, your refrigerator, all these TVs and all that stuff, they have elements in them that are found in the environment. So they have, you know, companies got to dig into the earth. You know, it comes with a, you know, impacts on the environment. You know, it's damage. You know, damage to the environment. You know, pollution and all that stuff. And the more you look at it, the the more you know, you know about it. So you just have to be aware about the damage that Esau's practices. The way he runs his economy is not suitable for the environment. All right, and then if you look at this video real quick, as per paper mills. If you think paper mills are gonna go out of business, you know that's gonna be an illusion, all right? Because these paper mills, you know, they come with their own headaches too. So with Esau, you know, go ahead and want to shut down paper mills, despite them being the owners. No, you know, they create headaches. They cause a lot of damage to the environment, pollution, and all that stuff, and then people's health, you know, is impacted negatively. You know, water pollution, air pollution, and all that stuff. You know, let's just say environmental degradation. All right. So I'm gonna play this old clip from the 60s. Just watch closely.
Here's another kind of suds. Pulping liquors from a paper plant along the Androscoggin River in New Hampshire. Ingredients, caustic sodas and bleaches, strong enough to turn solid wood into paper. Above this plant, the river's a clear stream. But from here down to the coast of Maine, the water's the brown of paper and textile mill waste. The Indians called this river of many fishes. They wouldn't call it that now, and they wouldn't eat the few fish they could catch. 50 miles downstream at Rumford, Maine, some of these suds still float on the surface.
Yep. So just imagine when you do a search, just to see the records. Just type in paper mill pollution. Now you have a class action lawsuit. You know, not just here in America, also in Canada, even in Europe too. You know, so it's not something to overlook. So all this electronics, man. Just type in electronic waste. Let's see what comes up. Yep. So just imagine, all that plastic. 6 million pounds of electronic waste gets recycled a month. All right, the dark side of electronic waste recycling. So the more you dig deep into all this agenda about going cashless, it's also a dark side that a lot of these companies don't want to deal with. The the gender of how you manage all these crazy devices that are no longer useful, obsolete, and the new ones too. You know, the damage that's been done is just hilarious, and how does that help life? And then look at this one, how e-waste is harming our world, and then they have to ship all those electronics wastes to these third world countries and all that stuff. So look at that. Piles and piles and piles and piles and piles. Look at that. The world's biggest e-waste site. Alright, that's in Ghana. Agbo Bobloshi, Ghana. Alright. Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. Recovering pure silver from electronic scrap with amazing technique. So just imagine aluminum, will aluminum be banned? Would they ban aluminum? What about copper? They're going to use copper in those RFID chips. you know, so they have to get that copper from somewhere. All right, use copper for so many things. All right, so that's the point that I came. This agenda of going cashless is just it's just a smoke and mirror tactic. All right, so it's very, very important to know that you know it always comes with a negative consequence when dealing with this agenda as a whole. All right, so that's the point that I came about. So you can check out the article and keep yourself up to date with the agenda of these elites. Shalom.